men and women to know that it still affects me right to this day, because she's controlling even my communication and my seeing my granddaughter. So just know that. So if I even say something she don't like or step out the way or whatever, she have kept my grandbabies away from me, because I claim the one that's not even mine biologically. Because guess what, Uncle Stu, my son took care of that daughter, her daughter, like it was his. Not only did she take care of his own, he took care of one that wasn't his, because she had her when they met. So and even right to this day, if I say something she don't like, if I mention my son's name, she will I won't talk to my granddaughter for months, won't see her for years. I just talked to my granddaughter on New Year's Eve. She called me to wish me Happy New Year's. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. One time, my granddaughter got really sick because she has asthma, just like my son does. She was in the hospital, and she was on a breathing machine. It was not bad. It was not good at all. And she kept asking for her father. Why, I don't know, but she did. But so her mother calls me and says she asking for her daddy, and I don't know why she's asking for her daddy, because her daddy ain't been in her life and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, he ain't been in her life because you have not allowed him to be. Now, mind you, my son has his daughter on his health insurance. So that's why she needed me to call him to get some insurance information, because my son put his daughter, who he haven't seen since she was 8 months, on his health insurance. So she needs information now. So she goes home. She leaves the hospital, go home to shower, and I snuck and I let my son talk to his daughter. I called my son on three-way. Called my grandbaby, and that was the first time my son heard his daughter's voice since she was 8 months old as a baby. I didn't give a care, Uncle Stu. She came back, and I guess my grandbaby felt bad, and she told her mother that she had talked to her daddy, and she kept my grandbaby away from me for 2 years just for doing that. But I didn't care. It was worth a try, because I wanted my grandbaby to talk to her dad. So my son got to tell her that one day, I hope when you grow up and you become a big girl, you can come to me anytime and talk to me, and I will talk to you about why your mother is not letting me see you. And that, when she found out that conversation, she hit the roof, and I didn't see my grandbaby for 2 years after that.
You know, it's amazing to me that you have people who have children with some amazing people, some amazing men, some amazing women. And for some reason, it don't work out. The relationship don't work out, whether it was a marriage or whether it was just, you were dating someone. Didn't work out. You guys decided to go your separate ways. But for some people, if there's a child involved, normally, if those adults can't get along or whatever, we have something called co-parenting. Now, I really want to talk about co-parenting, but I ain't going to talk about co-parenting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the things that prevent co-parenting. It is absolutely absurd for the other parent not to be a part of the child's life. Let me just I'm not making no excuses. It is absolutely absurd that if you decide to lay down with someone and you guys produce a child, that you guys are not promoting the teamwork and the effort and the motivation and the protection and the leadership for that child. I see a lot of people, for some reason, they, instead of focusing on the teamwork aspect between both parents, they focus on the hate for the other parent. They focus on the embarrassment of the other parent. They focus on the pointing the finger of the other parent. They focus on everything that will distract from actually providing for that child mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually. It just seems weird to me that we have a lot of people having a lot of different conversations, but for some reason we skip past this and we hurry up and ordain it to, oh well, it must be the other parent's fault. It must be the parent without the kid's fault. They're not fighting. They don't care. They're deadbeats. So it's a lot of verbiage go that way. But for some reason we never look at the person where the judge say, hey, okay, well, we're going to leave the child with you. I've seen some despicable things. Personally, through other people, I've seen some despicable things. And what's crazy to me is people don't realize how much they're hurting their child. You can buy all the PlayStations, all the Jordans, all the clothes, all the pocketbooks. You can do all of these things, but if you do anything to circumvent the other parent from being in that child's life, you are toxic. You are a narcissist. Period, point blank. No excuses should be made. And it's just interesting to me that I see a lot of different content creators when they talk about relationships between men and women. It's always pointing the finger elsewhere. It's never saying, what is our responsibility? What are we doing that's wrong? Again, if you're doing anything to provide a barrier for the other parent to get to their child, whether you're trying to weaponize child support or weaponize going to court or weaponize the community against them or weaponize a family and friends against them, if you're doing anything of that nature, you should be thrown in jail and the key should be burned. I'm just being real with you. This is some tough love. There's a lot of people who get off on, I'm going to keep your child away from you. Let me say this again. There's a lot of people who get off on the narrative. If you call your child, all of a sudden the phone ain't working. All of a sudden we move and you ain't got an address. All of a sudden it's a lot of special events that you don't know about or you find out about at the last minute. None of that has anything to do with co-parenting, right? None of that has nothing to do with the new boyfriend or new girlfriend. You had that child with that woman. You had that child with that man. It is up to you guys, because when the new man walk out, the new girl walk out, right? Whether you're married to them or not, when they walk out, the responsibility to raise that child, guess where it lies on? Guess where it falls on? Guess where it never left? You and the other parent. But you work too hard to try to condemn the other parent, to promote some type of ill will for the other parent. Where here's a thought process. Some of you guys go so hard that you charge your children up. You charge them up with animosity towards the other parent. You charge them up with disrespect for the other parent. You charge them up with ignoring the other parent. You charge them up with just talking reckless and disrespectful to the other parent, to the point where you charge them up so well, when they get to a certain age, they doing it by themselves. It's secondhand. So now, as the parent that was spewing out all that negativity, you just sit back and relax and say, okay, do your thing. Let me watch the show. Let me watch how the other parent try to fight for your love. Let me watch how the other parent has to be put on some type of chopping block or in the hot seat. And the parent that loves to spew that hatred, they love to see a mini me that hates the other parent. They love it. They love it. They love it. It does something for them. It makes them feel powerful. I took your child. I turned your child against you. So I want to ask these content creators, why are we not holding people accountable? Why are we deflecting and pointing the fingers? And why are we not looking at, if you're a woman, why are you not looking at women? If you're a man, why are you not looking at men? Now, will I say that there are some bad parents out there? You damn right. Both men and women. Would I say that the custodial parent can be toxic and narcissist? You goddamn right. The thought process is, why are we not having a conversation? Y'all let me know.